Hi everybody, it's Denny Joe here. In this video I'm going to show you how I painted this really funky, cool looking asteroid belt looking painting. So here is the cell activator that I used. I used RainX water repellent. It comes in this bottle. It doesn't drip out really precisely, it's kind of puddly, but this is how much I used. Yeah, it was about like a quarter-sized puddle, like on the top of the paint. And I put it in the magenta and the light olive green and the silver. The pouring medium that I used, you can see the jug of it in the background, is the Artist's Loft pouring medium. And I mixed my paints to this consistency here, which is, it streams off the stick, kind of like warm honey, and it leaves like a mound on a mound. Like you can see how it stacks on top of itself when it hits the surface of the paint. And then when you drizzle it around, there's a slight trace. Like you can see the paint for a second still on top, like that. Yep. So I made sure that all of these were mixed to that same consistency. Unlike, I normally weigh my paints. I put them on a scale, and I usually do like a ratio, like whatever their weight is, 2 to 1, 1 to 1, etc. But this one I just kind of put in my paint and then added a little pouring medium at a time until I got to this consistency. So each one took a slightly different amount of pouring medium. Alright, so this is how I layered in my paints. I did silver first, then black. All of these paints are Master's Touch 2 paints except for the black that is the Artist's Loft Soft Body Black. And the magenta. I'm trying to evenly distribute across the top as much as possible, and kind of not stay in one spot for too long. Oops, there went the popsicle stick. That's okay. Anyways, I was trying not to mix them together. They're already going to mix when I flip the cup, so I don't want to overmix right now at this part. And that's the light olive green. Alright, let's flip this. So I lay the canvas on top, then hold firmly, and then flip over. And I usually push it up just a tiny bit to give it some room. And I'll tilt back. Wow. So when this happened, I was extremely shocked. I put the silver and the black in the bottom of the cup. So when I flipped it, they should have stayed more on top. But I must have waited too long. I did cut the video here, and then I did wait a little bit before I flipped the cup over, or, up, so the paint came out. So I think I waited too long. They sank. But it is a happy accident, because what is happening is I'm getting this really cool outer space nebula vibe going on here. And when I went to torch it to get the cells, the predominant color that came up was the silver. And so it gave it this really cool asteroid look, like an asteroid belt. So you can see them all popping up here. I sped up the film so you can see how they popped up and evolved. So here I'm just thinking about the composition. I know that I want to tilt off those green lines. So I'm just trying to decide which side I want to do first. This part right here is in real time. So a lot of the times in my videos I speed up the tilting so it looks much faster, but this is actually real time. The paint actually does tilt very slowly in real life, so be patient with yourself. And I'm trying here too to only tilt like corner, then back to the middle, then to another corner, then back to the middle. I'm trying to avoid any kind of circular tilting so that I don't get any really wonky cells. The RainX can give you some wonky edges sometimes, but I did leave that paint, the consistency, a little bit thicker to help hold those cells together. But I also am trying not to over tilt so that I don't get the extra wonky edges. Alright, so I've got the composition mostly to where I thought I wanted it. Now I'm going in and I'm precisely torching in some of the other areas to make some smaller cells. And the more I look at it, there's this one part of the composition that was really bothering me. It's right now in this video, it's on the right hand side. There's some really stretched out silvery bits. And so I was thinking about what I would do to fix that. And I tried torching it, but nothing really happened there. So I'm going to decide to tilt that part off. So yep, I'm going to just tilt it off. Yep, I'm going to speed this up too, because now that there's even less paint on the canvas, it tilts even slower. Alright, so I tilted off that little bit, going back to the middle just a little bit so they look more round. And here are the wet results. And I will show you the dry results in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it.